Good morning, YouTube. We are back in the shop today. It's the 1st of May. There's been a lot of things going on. We haven't been getting many videos out about the 300. Doing the best we can, but there's other prior commitments that we have to do. I am getting tired of not being able to move this machine around. As I discussed in the last video, I think we are either at the straw walkers, which are back there up against the pallet racking where the screens are, or hydraulic system. I'm going for the hydraulic system. My goal this weekend is to get this together, tire back on with a couple lug nuts so we can at least drive it around and spin it around 180 degrees. Because also when I get ready to reinstall the grain pan, I want to be able to give that one last wash in there. There's a lot of dust and dirt, and then I want to be able to get in there and take a wire wheel to the sides where the concave moves up and down and get that all polished up so that we can get ready to put everything back in once we have the straw walkers done. And I think it will make it easier to move it to the wash pad and turn it around to work on the straw walkers. So here I am rambling on, but that's the goal, is to get the machine moving. I do know once we get it moving that we're going to see some oil dripping out of here, which I may have discussed in other videos. That's the steering motor. We are going to change that, but we'll just hang a small bucket under there right now so that the oil don't get everywhere. And so here we go. We're going to try to get moving this weekend. This is our hydraulic reservoir. One of the first videos on this playlist that I did, I do believe, was close to this hydraulic reservoir, if it wasn't the first one when I decided to start filming. I wasn't going to film, and then I thought, well, why not do it? So here's the hydraulic pump. I have had it redone, all the seals replaced. It was taken apart. So that should be good to go. Didn't do that on video. New hoses are made to obviously replace these original hoses. They have the red spray paint on them. Pretty stiff and brittle. And we have our couple options for return lines here. So that's coming along. We should have everything we need. It's not really necessary, but I am going to use this hydraulic sealant on the fittings just to give it a little extra help, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we had that interruption there. Somebody wanting to extend my car warranty. I bet we all get those. Ain't that frustrating? I always got a call when you're doing something. Want to extend your warranty? I don't even have a car warranty, so I'll take care of my own car. Thank you. Little rant there. So that's what we're going to do this weekend. Here we go. We're going to get started. Okay, we're getting ready to put the hydraulic pump on. Put a little bit of Never Seas on there. Want that to always be able to slide out in case you have to work on your pump. Right now we could start the motor, run it in place as you've seen in previous videos. Because we didn't have the pump connected, didn't want to run this dry. So we're going to get this installed now. Okay, we have our pump slid in. I wanted to double check pump orientation. I could probably look in pictures in the operator's manual and parts book and see a picture. However, I still have the parts machine. That's why it's kind of nice. It's been a while since I took this off. I don't even remember if it was in a video or not. I don't think it was. So pump orientation is what we're determining. Coming over to the parts machine, we have this big nut sticking up. 2 lines we're going to connect onto, return line circling back. So we're good to go. Okay, pump is installed. 2 3/8 bolts, one here, one on the back side down under here. You want those tight but be careful not to twist those off, or you're just going to make more work for yourself. So that's coming along nicely. We will now get the hydraulic reservoir in place. Okay, I have set the hydraulic reservoir in place. Going to work now on the return line here, because I can still move the reservoir around. That's going to be a job to get that to bend around there. So that's what we will work on next. Okay, I have the return line on. Maybe it's the suction line. Getting a little confused. Honestly, that's probably what it is. The job takes longer than you always expect. I had to unmount the pump, take it off to get that shoved on there because you want it tight. Then I had to get my measurement because the hose was about this much too long and you don't want to cut it and get particles in your hose. So then I had to take it back off, cut it, get everything lined up, and now we're doing pretty good. Getting this S shape in here, that's a challenge. We've got now to mount the reservoir to the combine. We're almost there. Should bolt up easily, but I said that about the hose. So that's the next step. And then we will be reconnecting our lines here, over to here, and down there. So that's where we're headed to next. So we have the reservoir mounted in. And I can see another problem. When I put this all in and it's sealed with that black sealant, we're not going to be changing that for sure. We've got to manipulate this line. We've got to shorten it up somehow. It's all solid. It goes all the way back in there. We got to get it connected onto here. So that's going to be our next challenge. Everything is coming together. This line is on. Don't think that ain't solid. Woo, that's solid. Okay, I got that twisted, bent. Didn't kink it, thank goodness. Not rubbing back here. You don't want that to be rubbing and vibrating through. Got it on here. Doesn't feel cross-threaded. Got some sealant on it. Hoping that's good. I had to do a lot of tweaking on that. There's a little nick there, but I think it'll be all right. A little scuff of the wrench there. I think we've got that. We're now going to proceed to put these two lines on. They go under here and there, and we'll go from there. Let me reiterate. I could have looked in a book, but I didn't take pictures of this, so it's luckily I had the second combine to look at to know where the lines go. So when you're doing this, make sure you take good pictures, detailed pictures. Ladies and gentlemen, we have hydraulic system installed. Now we just have to put oil in it. We've got all the lines tight and sealed. I did use, just as a little extra insurance, Permatex pneumatic / hydraulic sealant. So right or wrong, that's what I did, just to give a little extra. Really shouldn't need it. I doubt these had it, flared fittings and things. But I like a dry, non-oily combine. That's why I hope I have everything when I go to put oil in it and fire it up. I will put some towels in here just as a precaution. I don't like to get an oily, nasty combine, especially after you've been combining and it's covered in dust. If you can keep them clean, you want to work on them. If they're nasty, you just want to get by. Got to put 2.5 gallons of oil in there, and everybody has their own opinions of oil. I'll just tell you what works for me. I've just used a very universal, generic hydraulic trans oil. This actually came from Rural King. Everybody can flip their lid if they want, but I've never had a problem with it in a Massey. It has always worked for me. There's nothing real special about a 1975 hydraulic system. If you take care of it, keep your filters changed. So that being said, we're going to get it filled up and we're going to fire up here in a minute. and then we're going to put a wheel on, and then we're going to drive it around the lot. Okay, pardon the glare, we got the door open, it's nice out there. We are going to start it full throttle, choke it here, neutral, see how we're doing. Oh, that's nice. Ooh, I like that. Kicked right on. There must be getting something done right. Okay. I don't see any leaks. Feels pretty good. Drive belts going to town. Kind of pains here. I thought this leaked a little worse than it is. Let's see if we've got power steering up in the cab. Oh yeah, looks like we've got power steering. That's looking good. Okay, I'm happy to report and excited. We got a lot of smoke coming off from the old paint. Came on the manifold, and then my friend painted the intake. I don't know how well that's going to work. I got on the muffler is high temp paint, and so getting a little bit of smoke from that, a little bit of smell, but hey, we're running. We are running, and we do not have oil leaks. So kind of excited about that. Let's put a tire on. She's sitting on all 4 feet. We've got the stand out from under, the tire on. Now, let's see about getting a little satisfaction. Feel like we're getting something done. Here we go, unrehearsed. Have been checked. Uh-oh, we may have a sticking clutch. I think we have a sticking clutch. Guess we're going into the clutch next. That comes from washing it probably. This is not uncommon. It's a little setback. It's happened to me before because I thoroughly wash them, and right behind there the discs are not pulling back anymore, so it's stuck. It takes a little bit to get it out. It's not a big deal. I've done it before. It's a little disappointing because we would be driving it around today, but the day ain't over. We'll see what today brings. So looks like we're going into the clutch next.